Lynn Whitbeck is the queen of sales. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire Lynn to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack of client retention, conversion, and profit. So Lynn helps eliminate lengthy, chaotic sales cycle to ignite your sales and unleash lasting profits. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. Lynn is the founder and CEO of Petite to Queen, host of Get More Clients on the Win-Win Women Network and streaming on Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple TV. She's been seen on USA Today, HuffPost, Chicago Tribune, and more. When she's not working with clients, Lynn loves visiting national parks, cooking, and playing Pokemon Go. There are proven strategies, simple and highly effective tools that will help you begin to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead to grow your business. You will walk away with the 3 vital steps to begin to create a strategic plan, methodology, and systematic processes. You will learn to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. Please welcome Lynn Whitbeck. Welcome, everybody, to Money 911, where we talk about health, wealth, and peace of mind, and marketing strategies and sales on how you make that money, which you heard my beautiful intro for my guest today. I'm really excited to have Lynn on the show, and we're going to talk about a whole lot of things that just take you to the next level, right, Lynn? Welcome.
Oh, absolutely, Kris. And thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and to share some sales strategy tips with your audience.
Excited to have you. You know, sales is it's challenging. I've been in practice for 33 years and I do the safe money strategies with people, but I didn't know anything about sales. And when I wrote my #1 best-selling book, I spent 10 years just learning about how to market it. I mean, because you get the book and then now what? And it's really challenging. There's a lot of ups and downs. Maybe you could share a personal experience or something in your sales career that really has a profound impact on your success.
Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, I guess if I want to go back and start at the beginning, it was, selling Girl Scout cookies. Honestly, I loved Girl Scout cookies. I was in the Girl Scouts, and we had this coveted cookie badge that you had to sell like literally a truckload of cookies to get this badge. And I was determined to get that badge. So I took my friend who was the most shy, introspective individual with me. And what I did is I was sort of like the Walmart greeter, but I brought them in. She took their money and gave them their cookies. And at the end of the whole cookie drive, we were the only 2 girls in our district who won that cookie badge. So that was very exciting. But, sales is really all about helping and serving others. Now, in that case, I loved the cookies and it was a great organization. I loved being part of the Girl Scouts. And so when you have a passion for what you're doing and how you help and serve others, sales is that natural part of how you make that connection and that you help and guide people along the journey so that then they hire you so that you can help them further, right? I mean, that's really the whole point. And that's where the really magic happens, is after they hire you and you can create incredible opportunities together, whether it's for them personally, their personal wealth, or if it's for their business and growing their business, or some aspect of their life.
That's really challenging in the times that we're in. And I know I just wanted to address a little advice for entrepreneurs and people that are feeling a little discouraged, overwhelmed with the sales effort, because everything keeps changing so fast. And now you got the AI and now you got this. And there's a lot of discouragement out there. How do you stay motivated and persistent in the face of the challenges that come at you?
Well, for a sales strategy, you need to have a plan in place so that you say, okay, now next step, right? And you already know what that next step is. And you really need to have tapped into what's your superpowers, how you help and serve your clients, why it matters to them. So you really go back to thinking like your client. What do they want, need, or lack? What problem are you solving? What solution how is it going to benefit them? And what's in it for them so they can what? What's the goal? What's the inspiration or the desired outcome? What's that dream? And now that you tapped into that, and then understanding who your ideal client is so that you can be connecting strategically with the right people who are going to want and need your products. Other people could possibly be partners or promoters, and that's great. But, you need to be thinking strategically so that you can be very effective in the use of your time. Then it's the communication, the outreach, and once again, that resiliency. That no often means no for now, or no, you have not demonstrated enough value. No, you haven't built up enough trust for us to move forward. So there's a lot of things behind the no that they don't know forever, right?
Right.
So,
right.
that's the thing
true.
is that if you don't ask, you don't get. But there are a lot of different ways that you can make soft sales and stack the yeses as you go through the journey with the client while they're a prospect, as they become a client. And so when you're going through these steps, having a plan and having that all in place is so helpful, because when you encounter a situation and you go, okay, now wait a minute, I've already got this. I figured out what I need. These are the assets I have to choose from. Put this email together, put a quick Loom video together, send them a text message, maybe actually handwrite them a note and snail mail it. How many of us actually get handwritten notes that are coming through the mail? I can guarantee you they arrive on your prospect's desk and they're going to be intrigued to open it.
Right.
So all of those things, and then you're creating that feeling of reciprocity that they're going to respond. But when you lead with value of things that matter to the client, moving them along the journey, then you're moving them towards the yes. And
Right.
then you get the opportunity to help and serve them and change their world.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Moving towards the yes. And a man without a plan, there was that song. And because it's the same thing in the money world. If you don't have a plan and you're not thinking about, you know, when you're 20, you don't imagine what it's like when you're 40. When you're 40, you can't imagine when it's 60. And each age has its own set of things, just like in marketing. And if you have a plan, then you don't get that stress because you're on the plan, right? Just what you said. I think what a lot of people get kind of hit a wall with the sales seems tight. It's uncomfortable and pushy. And I'm in sales, and I found just what you said. Sometimes I'll get a no, or okay, I'll check back with you in 6 months, and then it's a yes. Or it takes me 7 times of knocking on it, and because of the persistence, and I don't give up, right? I do get a lot of yeses. But what I know a lot of people go through is that, and I'm pushy, so I don't want to be pushy, but sales can be a little uncomfortable and pushy. So how can entrepreneurs, business owners, be authentic and real and not be pushy and be genuine in their sales approach?
It really is about your mindset. So that's really tapping into how are you helping and serving? What impact are you creating in their lives? And when you focus on that and you really look at it, pivot your thought that you are giving your clients a gift, whatever that gift is. In your case, the gift of financial planning for financial security, right? For their whole lives. So when you tap into what is it, and then how it's your particular superpower of how you help and serve, then all of a sudden it flips back around, because now this is something that you need to be able to share and to provide to your clients so that they will hire you and, of course, pay you money to do that because you're an expert.
Right.
And that really helps take away that, because all of us have been in those situations that are manipulative, that they're just selling you what they have, not what you want. And so that's the other thing, is that you go through, what are 5 heck yeses that your prospect needs to answer, and they need to say heck yes to,
Mm-hmm.
or they're not going to be a good fit for you and your business. And it's great to have made the relationship, but it's like you're going to be spending so much time and energy trying to work with them that when you could be working and serving 10 people instead of that one person. And this is a really common thing. So knowing what those heck yeses are, and they're different for sometimes they're tied to the size of a business. Sometimes they're the type of industry, or something very specific about the culture. Or it's about somebody who has a specific, like if you're a health coach, let's say, you're looking for people who are pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes because you have a very specific health and meal and movement plan that helps them take back control of their health and move into a better space, right? So that's just one example. But whatever those 5 heck yeses are, you really need to know what they are.
Right.
And that way it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of heartbreak, because you're actually strategically focusing your time and energy on the people that you can create the greatest impact. And that is so incredibly rewarding for you, right?
Right.
Oh my
Right.
gosh. It feels amazing when you
Yes.
know the impact that you've created for people.
That's my money. When somebody says, wow, thank you for whatever I've done. Even somebody said, thank you for giving me faith again. I was like, whoa, that was like real. That was my money. That value, nothing can touch. I get to take that
Yeah.
wherever I go, the treasure chest. But what you just said, that's really a good one. Finding the 5 heck yeah, yes, where you say yes. And then you know that you're really serving that person, because that's the intention, is just get them so you can make money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think another thing that's really to add to what you're saying is the collaboration and networking is pretty powerful tool. And so how do you recommend people, entrepreneurs and partnerships and collaborators, expand their reach and attract more clients?
Well, first of all, tapping into that client why. What do they want, need, or lack? Why does it matter to them so they can? So, and then reverse engineering that so they can, what is it that thing that they want? Um, and so, from a sales strategy perspective, many people, they want more clients. So I use that phrase a lot, of get more clients,
Mhm.
because they're not thinking that they need sales strategy. What they actually do, that's what they need, is they need to know what the heck they're doing so
Right.
that they can be more effective and efficient and really grow their business and their profit. But when you tap into that what is it that they're trying to achieve, and then you reverse engineer that into different types of lead magnets. You can have master classes, you can have a quick checklist, you can have an article, you could be on a podcast, be a guest on a podcast. I actually have a free masterclass called How to Leverage Guest Podcasting to Grow Your Business, because this is an amazing opportunity for you to share your knowledge, and people listen, they hear you, and they're going to say, I sort of like what she's saying. I like her style. I'm going to learn more. I'm going to go check her out. Right.
Right.
So there's a lot of different ways, but the key is, if you don't have a strategy and you don't have the messaging of what's your superpowers, how do you help and serve, and how do you answer their why, you're just throwing spaghetti against the wall. I
Yeah.
mean, and I personally don't like to eat something that's been stuck there and on the floor. I want a beautiful meal served to me with some garlic bread and some asparagus, maybe a
Right.
nice
Right.
glass of wine. Right. And that comes when you plan the strategy, and it's just so much more effective. And you are positioning yourself so that you can help and serve more people and create more impact.
Right. And that's it. Impact and the positioning. So I'd like to hear from you. Effective sales leaders often possess certain qualities that set them apart. So in your experience, what are some of the key characteristics or traits that make a successful salesperson or sales leader?
So, there's a lot of different things about personality coding, and some people will think that only a set personality, somebody who's really outgoing, is the best type for sales. But that's not necessarily true, because sales is a relationship. And this is about a relationship, a long-term relationship. So whether you're shy and introverted, whether you're a great planner, whether you are, very, very active and really outgoing, you tap into these different aspects to make those connections. Because at the end of the day, people want to work with a trusted partner. Right. If you're looking for a long-term relationships that deliver recommendations and referrals and introductions, then that is a human to human connection. And if you are just focusing on, like, I'm going to close this sale, this is a number for me, you will constantly have churn. Your client acquisition is going to be through the roof because you are not maintaining your clients. You always must be putting yourself in their why, not what you did for them yesterday or you're doing for them today, but what will you be doing for them tomorrow, next week, next month, and what matters to them, not to you, because sales is truly about serving. And that is the difference. When you put yourself in that mindset, whatever your superpowers are. Now, obviously people can tell I like to plan things. I'm a strategist. Right. But, I still take action all the time. And I am very nurturing and very caring with my clients. And I'm also an expert. I know my stuff, right? So I have what would be called a very balanced code. But anyone from whatever your personality type, you can thrive in sales if you tap into your client's why and you put them first and you recognize this is a long-term relationship.
Right. That's good. So, you talk about 3 proven sales strategies. I know you can't go into all of it right now. It's a short little time, but maybe you could just highlight maybe those 3 for us.
Absolutely. And I've already mentioned the client why. What does your client want, need, or lack? Why does it matter to them? What problem are you trying to solve? What solution? How is this going to solve a problem that they have or a pain point? What's in it for them? Right. It is about them, right? Yep. So they can ... So they can what? Now, the next thing is strategy number 2 is follow up. All right. So many salespeople fail to follow up, and the numbers around this are absolutely staggering. Very few people are ready to buy instantly. Right. All right. Very few people. It's like less than 20%. Mm-hmm. People need to think about it. They need to make sure it's right for them. They may have someone else they need to talk to. They get busy with other things. Maybe it's also a business decision they're making or a family decision. They need to, run this past, run it up the flagpole, whatever it happens to be. Follow-up is absolutely crucial. And having a follow-up strategy that builds in different forms of follow-up, different channels, different methods, and that is always moving the client forward in the journey as to why this matters to them, delivering value. For goodness sakes, please, please, please never follow up saying, "Oh, hi, Kris, I'm just following up and I want to see if you're ready to make that decision." I mean, please do not do that. I mean, that is just a click and delete, right? Yeah. It's got to be focused on them and moving them forward. So instead it would be, "Oh my gosh, I was just on the most amazing podcast and I shared the 3 strategies that you need to move your business forward and to get more profit into your bottom line." Oh, that's, I'm Lynn Whitbeck with Petite to Queen. I'm going to drop this in an email so that you will have it at your fingertips. It's a quick 20-minute listen. Can't wait to reconnect. Once again, this is Lynn Whitbeck with Petite to Queen. Yeah. Now, I just did that on the fly. But you'll notice I put the client, why does this matter to them? All right. I'm going to put it. So this was a voicemail. I'm pretending I'm leaving a voicemail or picking up the phone call. Okay. Then you put that same message, literally copy and paste into a quick, short, to the point email, why it matters, the link, so they can click on it and move forward. Now, even if they never listen to the podcast, they're going like, oh yeah, well, that's cool. She was thinking about me and why this matters to me. The other thing I did in that voicemail is that I slowed down at the end and I slowed my cadence. So I repeated who I was and my company name. And if you're leaving an email or a phone number, slow way down. Over 90% of human beings are some form of dyslexia. So please do not drone on through the beginning of it and then rattle it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please do not do that. It's actually the reverse. Energy and excitement and passion at the beginning. Slow your cadence down as a transition, then leave the digits slow. All right. So that is a key for follow-up. So that was strategy number 3. And then strategy number 4 is relationships. Humans buy from humans. So unless you're just buying something because it's like an SAS type solution, but any kind of real service, and so many, certainly business to business products, huge enterprise sales, they are human beings that are making the decisions, and they are buying from other human beings. Even when you go into a store, the experience that you have, if you're going into a dental office, the experience you have is going to make or break whether you provide referrals, and you come back. All right.
Right.
So that is the relationship, creating this incredible journey that you go from prospect to client and beyond, for them to become a raving fan, where they're providing you with recommendations, reviews, introductions, referrals, and more business. The easiest place to get more business is from your existing clients.
That's the truth. Boy, you know the pathway, and there's, unless you're going to get it, you have to have a map, and you have to have a guide, and you have to have a way to do it. Just the way that you delineated that phone call, how to make those phone calls. Maybe that took me 30 years to figure that out after making hundreds and hundreds of, not necessarily intuitive for everybody. So those are really good words of wisdom. I know we're coming close to the end here, so I just want to tell everybody how they can reach out to you. Tell them what you're really excited about, and then leave us with one final note that you want them to think about.
Well, they can find me on petitetoqueen.com. I'm also the only Lynn Whitbeck at LinkedIn. If you go to our website, we have our free masterclass on how to leverage guest podcasting to grow your business. I also have a sales strategy checklist. So this is going to go over the things I talked about with a whole lot more. And so that's, and we have so many tools and resources that are available to you. And at the end of the day, this is my last comment, that you all have a choice on how you perceive sales. All right. And you can look at it as a used car salesman. Sure. You can choose to look at it as a trusted partner who's going to serve and help and create impact. Yeah. You're going to get the biggest lift, and it's going to serve your own soul when you look at sales the second way. And that is how you will make a difference in the world too, because of the good that you're putting out there and how you're helping and serving your clients.
That's beautiful. They could take a few words out of that, where you're that give back and helping your clients, and from your heart and your soul, and changing the world. And that's the right kind of business. That's how we can change the world. I believe that's how we will change the world. So Lynn, it's been an honor and a pleasure to hear your wisdom. Everybody go check her out. She's the only one on LinkedIn. Right. And thank you so much for joining us today on Money 911.
Thank you, Kris.
There's so much to learn about healthy money. I hope today's discussion brings you one step closer to securing and protecting your future. So you can get started on the right foot, go to meetwithkrismiller.com and schedule your free financial fitness strategy session. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Money 911 so you don't miss our next episode, which includes health, wealth, and peace of mind.